Pose position in the center. Work beautifully done.
Yo guys, no bet winner, no entry.
Okay, Mr. Bet winner.
Sports fans out there, are you ready? It's a beautiful evening and welcome to tonight's game. The lady shows up and she's been denied. Oh no. But wait, she's back with Bet winner. Wait. Oh, what a beautiful pass. And it's a
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
Me did the young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bush for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. You're easy, you're convenient, you're fast, and sounds so you're free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map him. Tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app no ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka komo abusuya for Ghana fa na nyina. Tap send. Papa no.
In a big style and fashion, whenever we appear like this inside the cold studios of Sammy Flex TV, my name is Roland Amate. This is Sammy Flex Piece. You know, when we come your way like this, it is more education, excitement, like deep analysis, insight. Yes, that is what the Olua Sammy Flex brand brings to you. Big thanks to Currency on camera and Richie Flex, that is the director and editor of this particular content. We move straight to today's business. You know, as usual, we always have interesting ones on our table, so don't forget to subscribe. And also, if you have something to share, the comment section is definitely for you. But in the studio with me, my big man is always representing. His name is Olua Sammy Flex.
A name that has been accepted and agreed to by my numerous fans around the world, including my Nigerian fans as well. Now they come and comment Olua Sammy Flex. Say, God has given us Sammy Flex. That is the meaning. So yes, it is a blessed name, and I'm so happy that they have accepted it with no qualms. They should keep it like that. They should keep it like that.
But in recent times, from our previous editions, have you seen any comments that has pinched you that you want to respond to?
I think I did that yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that yesterday when.
But what pushed you? What pushed you to do that response?
You see, sometimes I wonder why people can't be objective to issues because of their ill minds or ill motives against some people.
Okay.
Some people already they are prejudiced on some issues. So even when you are telling them something that they should take their time, put away all biases, and be objective to the issue, they won't. They won't because they are prejudiced already. They come and it is one stomach direction. So I saw such comment and said, oh no, that should not be the case. At least let's open up our mind. This is someone who is poking another person for not doing anything to him. Someone doing his business, and you come and you poke him. When you do that, you are sure stirring some controversies that are unnecessary. When I talk about it and still people don't get it, then there should be the need for me to pick some one or two people who are still confused in their state and let them know their position. That is what encouraged me. That's what motivated me to do that. So yes, I think it is out there, and those who were mentioned, some of them are even grateful that I mentioned their names. And Victor Owanzi, one of my friends in Nigeria, I think I even have his number. We've been communicating from time to time, and he even mentioned that he's so happy that I read his comment first, and that's it. Apart from that,
nice one.
it's a good feeling.
Nice one. This is the more reason why you need to subscribe to this channel. In fact,
very well,
press the notification bell so that as soon as it drops, you don't miss it. But if you want to still watch what he's talking about after this video, there are a tall list of videos that you can watch.
Go check it out later.
Enjoy from.
Exactly.
Today, we are talking about the huge expenditure in our current music business space. This conversation is born out of a tweet or a series of tweets, but by one industry player in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And that is what we want to discuss today. So, on the screen reads, this is by Joey Akan. It says, in the first quarter of 2023, Mavin Records have spent an average of $225,000 on dropping music for artists on their roster. The record label have released 7 records from 5 artists, with one from each artist worth through the system as a singles. How? Why the high cost? So we move straight to the next one.
Okay.
So the next one says, based on data that I have collected from multiple record labels operating locally, the average going rate for the established artists and record labels to work a single is $35,000.
Okay.
This covers cost to work your song via radio, TV, digital marketing, influencer campaigns, clubs, and DJs. So director will give me the next one.
Okay.
So it says that, it continues to say, throw in the average $10,000, not TG Omori price, music video cost, and it comes up to a cool $45,000 for a single campaign. Mavins have 5 campaigns in the last 3 months, spending an average of $225,000 to work pop songs and dominate the chart with each release.
Okay.
It says nearly $230,000 is cost of a full house, of a full house to work singles, and they've got it covered with VC funding from Kupanda. Nigerian music is capital intensive. Every step of the way is paved with billing, and each inch of real estate is carved from spending strategically. The last one says, but imagine how steep the playing field is. How the financial barrier of entry into the mainstream market is the #1 obstacle to realizing your dreams in music. Without this war chest, upcoming artists are left with hope. Hope that one day they will find a sponsor. And this is from Joey Akan. I don't know what you think about this post or how you understand it, but from the way I see it, I have so many questions. How scary is this to our current musicians?
Okay.
Is this a yardstick for us to say that if you don't have money, go and, in fact, don't even try to do music. Go and sleep. What is this conversation driving to?
Okay, bro, this is a big conversation. And I think this conversation actually started actively from yesterday when this tweet came out. And I want to say shout outs to one of my Nigerian friends, Fuhad, I think that's the name. Okay, Fuhad Michael.
Nice one.
Yeah, he's one of my Nigerian friends, and from time to time we have been talking.
Wow.
Oftentimes when some of these Nigerian topics come up, he will be the first person to even say it to me that I should see how they are going, and I should try to also discuss it, or maybe like we do.
Tell your people.
Exactly, tell your people. So I was there when he sent me these screenshots.
Okay.
He sent me all these screenshots. And it says, and he added that, how labels help artists in Nigeria and why we are in your top 10.
Wow.
And I'll share all these screenshots with my director.
So that
of course, Fuhad will be here, but you not say his number though. It says, you can watch Kwadwo Sheldon's show to learn more. He's quite smart. It will also help your podcast. In fact, then I came to ask, who is quite smart? Then he said, Kwadwo Sheldon. Then I added LOL. Yes, I added LOL. Then he came again, he said, don't be sentimental. I know you hate that guy, or is it jealousy? The sky is large enough for every bird to fly. His success shouldn't affect yours, same as Nigeria's success shouldn't affect Ghana, and stop the comparison. It is giving bitterness. That's what he said. And then I wrote, oh, bruv, stop it. What is hatred here? You don't know me then. Why would I hate him? Then he comes again to say, to be honest, deep down, we know how you always do anything in your power to support Shatawale.
So
You see how people think.
So the junction is because
You support Shatawale.
Shatawale, you
Then
hate Kwadwo Sheldon.
Charlie. Charlie.
This-
you see how
this-
sometimes it is
this
so
one.
difficult to convince people to
Like
understand you.
I was just in reading the text. I was just trying to reason with him, see
Okay.
maybe
Where
because
he will arrive
some
at.
people would see some of your responses as
Hatred,
and
yes.
normal. But I was just trying to see where he will arrive at. What point, like what junction he is going to alight at. For him to cement it with the fact that because you support Shatawale.
Yes.
Bro.
You see how it is. Then when I said that, okay, so I read that. To be honest, when he said blah blah blah, then I said, for what exactly? Then it says, then I said, okay, for what exactly? I'm very genuine. Oh. Maybe you are not saying it because of how you also feel about some things. Of course, how he feels about something, referring to what he meant by because I'm attached to Shatawale. Because of that, I might hate someone. Then it comes to right again. It says maybe because he has more subscribers
than you. And
people love his honest analysis. More, and he says the truth.
Shout outs to Chemo. Yeah, I would say shout outs to Chemo.
Is that maybe because he has more subscribers and people love his honest analysis more, and he says the truth and how you guys can progress rather than comparing Niger to Ghana. So in this case, and let me handle here, because to him, he says what he wants to hear as a Nigerian. Because to him, because Sheldon has been denigrating our Ghanaian artists over Nigerian artists. So to him, that is the truth. And that he is not comparing Nigeria to Ghana, because when he speaks, of course, in countless Kojo Sheldon videos, he will come like, okay, Nigerians are far better than our Ghanaian artists and blah, 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 blah. So that is why he thinks, because he has more subscribers. But subscribers, do I control my subscribers?
You don't.
No. Me, I was not an online person until recently. So how do I even compare myself to someone who has been doing online till. Then it comes again to say, LOL. I don't feel anything. Responding to when I said because of what you feel. Then he also comes to say, LOL. I don't feel anything. I'm not bothered about the comparison you do. It is quite distasteful. That was when we started recording Showbiz Daily. So I couldn't say much until you called me that we have to do this. So Fuad, thanks for being a friend. First of all, I appreciate that partnership. The fact that we always disagree
to agree.
Agree. Me and him, we always disagree.
Whether you agree or not, we disagree to agree.
No, me and Fuad, we always disagree. Like it has been like that, constant. We always disagree. So let's put that down. Then let's go back to the meat, the substance proper. Then we leave these encomiums all aside. First of all, Joy Akan is a music journalist in Nigeria. I'm sure he's highly connected because if you look at, this is not the first time we have reviewed something from him.
No.
I think from
time to time.
From time to time we review some stuff from him. So he is really connected what he's doing as a journalist. Shout outs to him any day because he has been bringing thought-provocative topics for us to discuss. And I think I love him for that. I love people who are bold and they bring some of these topics for us to discuss. That is very fine. Now let's look at the substance again. Once again, he's saying that in the first quarter of 2023, Mavin Records have spent an average of $225,000. That's fair. Tell him Mavin's is not a new record label. Mavin's is not a newbie in this music business in Africa. Mavin's, they have tasted music success. Even if I'm not scared, I can date it back to almost 2 decades.
From the boss himself,
yes,
through to the
about 2 decades.
To the people.
Because when the label started, it wasn't even Don Jazzy alone.
No.
He was doing it with another musician. I think I've forgotten the name. I'll remember later and share with you. No, not one Deco.
You continue.
I think the bunch, yes. When the label started, that is who he started with. And today, we are where we are with him as the boss, seeing to the overall activities of the label. Now, if he says they are spending $225,000, first of all, I don't know whether this information is verified. And I'm saying verified because some information, it's not just anybody at all who would be willing to put it out. So, if this is really real, Did the label give it to him that he can push it out? Because I know some of these information, they are classified information.
Become confidential.
They are classified information. Sometimes the artists themselves, they don't even know how much is spent on them. Sometimes the artists themselves, the label don't make some of these things known to them. So many labels. The artists, if you ask, so how much are in the media? I don't know. It's the label doing it. We hear it all the time.
Of course.
All that you know is okay. We are using, say, 20% of your expenditure to do this and that for you. But as to the breakdown, like he's done it. That's what I'm saying. I'm being slow to say it's a verified information, but that is not to disregard it too.
Of course.
As much as I'm being slow to take it as a verified information, I also don't want to be in a haste to disregard it like it is not right information. No, I don't want to do that as well. So it is talking about all these expenditure concerning the artists from Mavin. And I'm here saying that this should not mean someone should look down on any other artist who might not have this expenditure. After all, we understand it is a competition.
Okay.
And when it comes to competition, it's about your resources, your knowledge, your strength. All these things will come together to beat your opponent. So if this label is spending this amount of money, it shouldn't give us the power to come down and look down on any Ghanaian artist or any other artist from any part of the continent. Yes, let me use the continent. From any part of the continent, it shouldn't mean that we should look down on them. In fact, if you read the tweet further, it talks about the label having funding from Kupanda.
Of course.
And the director can show that. If you read the tweet further, it talks about all these things.
Nearly 230,000 is the cost of a full house to work singles, and they've got it covered. They've got it covered with VC funding from Kupanda. And the Kupanda, they had it in 2019. 2019?
Yeah. Exactly. So, since 2019, there is a certain money ready to fund their activities.
Money bank.
And the Kupanda holdings, they are a group of companies, including Uber, including Airbnb, including XTX and all. Like, it's a big deal. Conglomerate. Taking profit from everywhere, giving you to do this. So I love how he ended this whole tweet where he said that the up-and-coming artist is just living on hope.
All they have
that one day, all they have is hope that one day they would also be spotted by someone who would also see the need to put money in them. And that is the feeling. This should not, because I've seen some commentaries online, so that is why, like how the guy started.
Yeah.
You see why they will
always be.
They will top your chart. No, in this world, what you have is what you use. What you don't have, you can't use.
You can't use them.
And the fact that you don't have doesn't mean you should go and commit suicide because you don't have. No, you might not have, but the little you have, if you manage it well, you can also do whatever you want to do.
Wow.
I've been to some radio stations in Nigeria before. When you go, you look at their studio, small spaces, but they are working. You can't compare it to other platforms that might have a bigger space, modern gadgets, technology and everything. Advanced technology and all. They are all working. So as much as this is good, I don't want the commentaries about this making some Ghanaian artists look less of themselves. I don't like the commentaries around it making some people look like, oh, they are not even counted or they don't matter in this.
They are not part of today's music.
No, like how can you compare this? So let's come back to Ghana. Those who are even doing analysis of Ghanaian artists and how they can compete, are they saying that those Ghanaian artists also have this financial backing and they are not doing what they are doing?
That's a big question.
Most of our top artists, until recently, Stonebwoy signed to Def Jam, Universal Music. Until recently, Stonebwoy signed that he became the odd one out. The rest of them, they have been plying their trade as independent artists. Mention them. Everybody that you can pass from the Links Boys, who are also having more or less like an affiliation to Empire Entertainment and all. The rest of them, all the top boys, most of them, they are running their independent shit. It is not as if someone has given them a label deal that is convincing that they have ignored. Because look at Sarkodie. Look at how Sarkodie moves. The last time, did he not go to Tidal or something like he was in America? He went to one of the top places in terms of music. Went to YouTube and all. Went to, I think, Audio Mac or something like that. He went to all these places. Do you think Sarkodie is so dumb that he wouldn't go there and start conversations about his career?
He will.
He will.
He does.
But Sarkodie, even in his early times of his career, got some discussion like that with Akon Dance. Convict music. But why did he not sign? Maybe he looked at the details and felt like, okay, if I put the ones and twos together, I'll be better off as an independent artist. Of course, bro, there are benefits that one stands to enjoy when he sign on to some of these things. Let's look at Stonebwoy for the past weeks. Let's look at Stonebwoy.
The moves.
Let's look at the moves.
The connect.
Let's look at where he has been going to. Let's look at the connect, the plugs. Do you think he would have been able to do all these things from his own account? No, he wouldn't. I'm sure all these things are happening to his career because now there are some people who are connecting the dots. Now, among his earnings, someone has decided that, okay, we are going to put this album out. We are putting this X amount of money in the promotion of the album. When it comes out, this is your percentage. This is my percentage. This is our percentage. And what goes on? That's what we are seeing, what we are saying. Stonebwoy, in his right senses, I'm sure, might have gone through the list, spoken with his lawyers, read every dot in there, and he thinks that at this stage, it is okay for me. And let me ink and let's go. The other day, someone made a statement, I don't know who, where he said that, yes, your little, or the little that you get from the label, might even be bigger than if you were doing it.
Your 100% may even be smaller than somebody's 30%.
Thank you, sir. Your 100% might be smaller than someone's 30%. So, it works like that. So, to me, seeing this, it is fine. It tells us that, yes, we should not even sometimes bother our heads on some things. Like the man is asking, you see why they are topping your chart. Yes, it tells us clearly that we don't even have to be bothered if someone is topping our charts. We just have to do our thing. We just have to make sure that we are in our lane. If the time comes and any of our guys would land a deal like Stonebwoy has landed this one, hooray,
Hallelujah.
we are good. Oh la la, we are good to go. But until then, we shouldn't give them undue pressure. No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't give them undue pressure at all. I know some people will sit somewhere and look at this. So what? So what should they do?
Anything.
So what should they do? They should go and kill themselves?
Whilst they don't have this kind of backing.
Why? Like, what should they do? What should they do? In this world, they say you cannot look at the way someone is walking to also walk same. Maybe the person is walking like this because his waist bone, his hip bone has a problem. So he's walking like this. Hey, the guy is stylish. You look at the way he's walking. No, your hip bone is straight. So you also cannot walk like this.
If you go and walk like that.
No, walk straight. Allow him to walk stylishly. And you walk straight. Like a tree. Just cutting. Don't be bothered. And, Ro, I think this is what I want to say.
Okay.
We shouldn't put any unnecessary pressure on artists. Of course, this is Nigeria. We know how they are deeply rooted into this business. Where they can get money from, where someone can come to invest. Maybe our people might not have it like that.
Okay.
It doesn't mean we don't have rich men here. We have rich men here. Their interest is different.
Okay.
Nigeria as a country now, they have seen a huge interest in show business, in pushing the agenda of show business to change the narrative of the brand Nigeria. So if our story is different, we should still be happy with our small wins. Most of our people here don't have record labels, but they have been winning international awards.
Of course.
Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, and co. Have they not been winning the BETs and other international awards?
They have.
They don't have record labels, but they are. So even if we are to compare, we should even appreciate them even more. We should appreciate their effort more because with their small things they have been able to go on to do so many things. So why are we making it look like they are useless? They are not. We need to appreciate them and give them their flowers. So yes, thanks to Joey Akan. It is a good information. We want more of this. And I wish that this should rather encourage those who are, getting monies out of their business, to also see the need to do what? To invest. So for instance, maybe you have started, you are making some cool return, that's fine. Mavin is spending $225,000. You might not be able to spend $225,000. Even if in your own corner, you are able to spend $10,000, just spend it.
Okay.
Recently, George Britton shared some details like that.
Of course.
How much he has also been putting into Camido's work, especially the remix of Sugar Cane. Yes. Also been able to do what? To put in some small. And I still want to believe that we should appreciate everybody's little contribution. We should not underrate or see someone less of because the person is not able to do $225,000. It is not everybody who can. In fact, some people are driving J-Wagons. Some are driving Benz. Others are driving Hyundai Elantra. Some people are even driving Tico. If we are to go to Nkoko, some will get there before others. But at the end of the day, you never park your That's it.
Nice one. So to social commentators, this is not a license for you to use to disrespect somebody. And to the artist, I'm sure the education of this particular piece is that whatever you have, make sure you focus and you invest in yourself, whether little or big. Perhaps some record labels would see this and they will even laugh and say, $225,000. We are spending over $1 million even on a single record, and you guys are doing 25,000. So it is all the same. Whatever we do, we would have to invest in ourselves, and I believe the education has gone down well. This is Sammy Flex Speaks. My name is Roland Amate. Big thanks to Currency, that is on camera, and Richie Flex, director and editor of this show. We will meet again on the next episode. We are out of here.